everybody. A TV show called America's Most Secret Structures reported that there is a giant space fence for detecting space objects, that the giant structure will run along the 38th parallel in America. It's a giant supersized radar antenna. All of the information from this device, it was reported, will go into what's called Site C6 of the Pensacola, Florida receiver station. That it sends out very, very high-powered radar beams out into the across America. That its alleged purpose is for space surveillance of debris and junk that flies around the Earth, to protect you American people from space debris and junk coming in and landing on you and killing you, things like that. So this is supposed to be some kind of a defense against the threat of space debris that could come in and make your lives hell or something. I don't know. The surveillance, the space fence, as it's called, is run by the 20th Space Control Squadron, United States Air Force. Apparently in February 2008, Satellite 193, the USA spy satellite, this is an interview from Lieutenant Colonel George Trumba, who heads the 20th Space Control Squadron, said that they detected a satellite that was coming into orbit and was going to crash and hurt a lot of people. So they coordinated their efforts with the Navy at sea and shot this thing down. Brian Whedon said it's a new weapon system for targeting anything. Attempting to look it up online, and the space fence, apparently, it says in Wikipedia, was instigated in 2014, and construction didn't begin until 2015, and it should be ready by 2019. Lockheed Martin said they've got the contract for the space fence, which does not go along. This TV show, even with the U.S. Air Force colonel sitting there, admitted that this thing has been around since 2008. So the internet has it wrong. So don't believe this Wikipedia is a lying bunch of idiots. Okay, I'm sorry, but Wikipedia again fails. UFO researcher. Okay, so I remembered hearing from people in my research over the years that it was said that the alien Greys and Zeta spaceship are brought down over North America using advanced radar beams that they had managed to bring down. This is why you have so many UFO crashes as far back as the Roswell incident in 1947. Apparently they discovered a way to create is this space fence, which runs right across America from one end to the other, some kind of a super advanced radar curtain, because it sprays out billions and billions of megawatts of radar beams right off out into space everywhere. Is this thing some kind of a defense mechanism against the aliens entering American airspace? Does it prevent alien abductions and contact in North America? So I began researching a lot of stuff here. The BostonGlobe.com reported in an article June 2016, and notice the time coincides with the existence of the space fence, and the article title was "Why Alien Abductions Are Down Dramatically." Goes on to point out a lot of stuff with regards to skeptics running it down, but then it goes on to say there are fewer and fewer claims of abductions and fewer researchers. So I began investigating. UFO researcher deaths were reported by the express.co.uk. Reported UFO researchers are being killed by men in black. Article dated, again, 2016. Professor G. Cope Shellhorn on his website, metatech.org, that's metatech.org, reported more than 60 UFO researcher and contactee deaths that are both explained and unexplained, and sudden cancers and heart attacks. Jim O'Connell died 3 years ago from the sudden onset of a colon cancer in late 2015, and he was someone I met and knew, Canadian journalist researcher who tried to start a TV show called Experiencers, in which he was going to have me in it. A website called WonderingAlpha.com stated the following: odds of being audited by the IRS are 1 in 100. Odds of winning an Oscar, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being drafted by the National Basketball Association, 1 in 6,864,000. Odds of being struck and killed by lightning, 1,174,426. Odds of winning the Powerball jackpot, 1 in 175,223,510. Odds of being hit by space debris, 1 in 300 trillion. 1 in 300 trillion. 300 trillion. So the space fence allegedly is designed to protect you from alleged falling space debris that circles the Earth by the billions of pieces and are apparently alleged to come down and hit Americans and kill them and knock them in the head. As if this is some statistic that goes on daily and yearly in America. Space debris kills another family in North America. Space debris kills another bunch of family members in the Idaho region. Or space debris kills a family in the Idaho. Man was struck by space debris in Dallas, Texas. It's utter nonsense. The damn thing costs billions to build. It's built under your noses. It's right there. It is a massive rectangular plank, metal plank. What it is a radar dish, just a long, giant, looks like a big fence. That's exactly that, a space fence, and it shoots out billions and billions of megawatts of radar beams into space. Goes right up into space, right out of the atmosphere. Is alleged to be watching space debris. And they said this: the space fence's purpose was to protect you from space debris that could fall on you, and that they want to monitor this space debris orbiting the Earth. They want to make sure that it doesn't cause any harm with other satellites in orbit, which again, there's odds on it ever hitting any satellites in orbit are astronomical. Note the U.S. Air Force states that the space fence's purpose is to monitor and shoot down possible space debris that could hit America or city or person or satellites. It was reported that UFOs were often brought down by Air Force radar beams over the years. Has America found a weapon to end the abduction phenomena? The new space fence has the ability to send out a massive curtain of radar beam energy from the west to the east coast. So it's over 3,000 miles across. Not one long radar antenna, but it's broken up. It's like a mile long here, a few miles here, a mile here, but it's along the 38th parallel of your country, United States. So there it is, space defense weapon. Was this thing developed in recent years to end the alleged contact the American government made with the Zeta Grays in the 1950s, where they said you can abduct people out of this country as long as you give us your technology, Is this the American government's way to end the Zeta or Z-band aliens, to end their control over American airspace, to take back American airspace? Is the abduction phenomena disappearing? The numbers are going down in American in American culture, in the American populace, yes, but not globally. Research has shown it's still at the same rate globally, where the space fence does not exist. Why is the UFO subject not as popular out there in the world anymore? Very simple. The UFO researchers are dead. Jim was a friend of mine. I know we had a falling out in 2015, but he was a good man. Max Spears is dead. The article goes on to report that there's a gentleman, there was a researcher in India. The list goes on and on. Okay, Meditech.org relates. It goes into detail about the ones that were explained, how they allegedly died peacefully in their sleep, but they had a sudden onset of something, and it all coincides in the last 5 to 6 years within this window of the space fence going up. Suddenly there's a knockout. I'm being threatened on YouTube all the time when I do a live video. If you saw my last live video, you noticed I was being viciously threatened. They're threatening my sons. They're threatening their lives. They're threatening to get them in college. They're telling me we're going to shut your channel down. I am one of the last researchers alive, experiencer researchers running around in the world right now. I'm one of the last. Aside from Mary Rodwell and a very few handful others, I'm one of the last. That's it. You're looking at me. There's very few. So, as I said, I'm one of the last that not just talks about it, researches it, brings you evidence, brings you what this, that, and the other. Is this a conspiracy video? This is a video that asks the question, why is everything coinciding with each other? I did the research. The space fence is a very suspicious piece of technology that has it doesn't have a purpose. It's a lie. It's a lie. To protect satellites in orbit and American lives on Earth from space debris falling on them and hitting them in orbit. This Colonel Trumba sat there and talked about the 20th Squadron, sat there and he talked about, right there in that TV show, he said, there was a satellite, 193, a secret satellite they had to shoot down with a Navy missile because it was on its way to burn in, and guess what? It was going to land in America. How convenient. What an interesting story that it happened in 2008. That's years and years before the space fence was alleged to have been built. According to the internet, it hasn't even been built until 2015. But this colonel is sitting there in this documentary saying, in 2008, we saved American lives and taxpayers with this thing. So why are they lying about when it was built? Why cover that up? Why lie and tell the public that this is going to protect anything when it's a 1 in 300 trillion as in T, trillion chance, 1 in 300 trillion that any of you or any satellite out there will ever be hit by anything. Reports of satellites being hit by debris don't stand up to scrutiny. Okay? They don't stand up. You go out and investigate. Satellite hit by debris in space, knocked out. It's bunk. It didn't happen. I would even think the satellite 193, the spy satellite that was reported, might not even have had existed for all we know. But the researchers felt that it had another purpose, that it was there to, they didn't go into UFOs in the show, by the way. They felt that the device was being built as some kind of a weapon to shoot down nuclear weapons if they tried to hit North America. That it was some kind of a super advanced radar beams shooting off North America into space to monitor and protect its airspace from incoming missiles and shoot them down. That's one possibility, but the researcher did admit that there was a tremendous amount of radar being spewed off this thing because it comes right across the east coast to the west coast. It's massive. So if you folks in America are seeing less UFOs, having less contact, less alien abduction, you know why. Thank you for watching.